Howdy, friends. Here we are again, episode 83. Choices. Non-obvious actions taken in obvious moments. Difficult decisions that might be easier to avoid. Responses instead of reactions. And most of all, the choices we make when it doesn't even seem like we have a choice. All of these, taken together, define who we are and the impact we make. I had no choice actually means I had only one path that was easy in the moment. The agenda we invent and act on defines our organizations, our work, and the people we choose to become. It's by Seth Godin. Have you made decisions in your life that you regret? I have. Plenty of small ones, but also big and significant ones that cost me years of my life. I realized they were necessary for me to learn important lessons, such as those that I'm sharing with you here on this podcast. And one of those lessons is that I have learned how to make better decisions. Yes, there were those times when the writing was on the wall and I ignored it. But in my own defense and in yours, sometimes we just don't know how to make good decisions. We think we're doing all the right things. We reflect, we think hard, we ask friends and family, we try to separate feelings from logic, then we consult logic and feelings separately. We weigh the decision against possible outcomes, maybe the worst case scenario, and so forth. Over the course of our life, we have all devised our own individual system for making decisions. But how do we make good decisions? Does anyone teach this stuff? Or is it only the flimsy, cliché-like advice that we pick up here and there, such as listen to your heart, live in the moment, just try your best, think before you act. Bad decisions make good stories, ha ha. The thing is this, decisions are deeply personal because they depend on our unique circumstances. But Seth is right. Each decision also affects our identity and the person we become. And that is why I don't live in regret. Well, at least not often. Because some of my bad decisions have taken me on a great journey. Maybe via a U-turn. I don't know if I would have landed here otherwise. But the important thing is, I'm here. Still, decisions face us daily and we simply don't have enough time in our short life to make that many detours. So here are a few things I've learned over the years. And this is not a complete list by any means. There are simple contemplations I would like to pass on to you. We will probably come back to the topic in later episodes, as there is a lot to explore when it comes to decisions. At its most basic, I repeat what I said earlier. Decisions are personal. And with that comes a little bit of hesitation for me to even discuss the topic. We all face unique circumstances, and everyone telling others what to do is taking on a big responsibility. And that is why my first recommendation is the most important one. Know who you are. This is where most wrong decisions originate. We don't know who we are. If we don't know who we are, we don't know what we want. And not knowing what we want leads us to wrong choices. So first, figure out who you are and what is important to you and what you want out of life. These are your values, and they are the basis for every decision-making process. Because you are bouncing the decision off yourself, you're most likely consulting with yourself first. But if you don't have a clear sense of direction, then deciding will be hard. I encourage you to browse through the 80+ episodes I've recorded so far. Many topics deal with the process of finding what matters to you. I even have an episode that specifically talks about values. Knowing who you are means that the choices you will make are in line with your inner being. Many decisions are based on an enlightenment of the moment, I call it. A surge of feelings and thoughts and outside influences that are sweeping rather than permanent. And often we are attached. to other people, to our own strong feelings, our own inner issues, and the stories we tell ourselves. Attachment leads to reactive decisions rather than free and conscious choices. So, know who you are and what is of importance to you. Reflect on that when you face important decisions. And then look at your options and analyze them. Each one has a certain set of outcomes and consequences. Not all of them are known to us at the time that we're making the decision. By using your values, you then evaluate each decision, its possible outcome and possible consequences of making the decision. We all do this, but unfortunately we often leave the value part out. So this is all rational, but I want to bring in a few questions that you can also ask yourself in the decision-making process. Listening to your heart and your feelings is good, but it's not good enough, because feelings are often attached to something. We want to ask questions that are independent of a person, a situation, or a specific outcome. And the first question revolves around the concept of love, freedom, and joy. And the question I would ask you is, where is love in this decision? Or you can replace love with freedom or joy. When you consider your answer, don't think of another person. Think of self-love, personal freedom, and joy that comes from your heart. Joy is a state of freedom that doesn't attach to anything else. If you feel controlled or trapped in your decision-making, then freedom is absent. If you feel fear that you won't be accepted otherwise, or that you won't meet up to someone's expectation, then freedom is missing. You're not free when you're seeking approval from others. Love is selfless. Love doesn't expect anything in return. Love is being free and full of joy. Where is love in this decision? The freedom and the joy. And then I would ask a question of peace. Is there peace in this decision? To me, this means that I feel a sense of calm and peace around the decision without letting myself be influenced by other things. It's being good with what is. It comes from being very much in tune with yourself and the present moment. Peace to me is the opposite of forcing something. I have forced a ton of decisions in my life. I made things happen against their natural flow. I directed, I orchestrated, I influenced. And when you let go of all the control, peace is allowed to settle in, and that is often the time when you become clear on the direction to take. Unfortunately, we are often worried what that peace will bring, what the real answer will be, and that's why we jump ahead. That's why we control and orchestrate. But really, we should wait. We should wait for the sense of calm and peace, because that will give us an indication whether or not this is the right decision for us. And lastly, seek patience. Ask yourself, can I be still about this? Everything in our lives today is rushed and results-driven. It's all about how soon can I get it. Don't make your decisions rushed, not the important ones. Don't push your agenda. Allow the dust to settle. This doesn't mean that you should sit on a decision forever. But hurry and urgency often are signs that you're not in the driver's seat. Someone else is pushing, and you may later wonder, what was I thinking? When the dust settles, possibility has an opportunity to arise. I had to learn that patience. And I'm still learning. Almost every day I'm teaching myself to sit with a decision, even as minor as an email response to someone. Sit with it. Don't jump into everything right away. Clarity will arise when you wait. And meditation also can help you with this. It's a good way to literally sit with something. I like the phrase that you may have also heard, gradual unfolding. Important decisions in life will do just that when you allow them to. They will gradually unfold. And there's no better ending than a great quote that can leave you thinking for just a bit longer. Like this one from someone I deeply admire, Malcolm Gladwell. The key to good decision making is not knowledge. It is understanding. We are swimming in the former. We are desperately lacking in the latter. With much love today. Wishing you good decisions. Until next time.